Are you wanting to know which neighborhoods will work for you based off of your budget in Fremont, California? Are you looking to move to one of the best places to live in the country, rated by money.com? Perhaps you're considering Fremont because schools now matter in your life. I'm going to be doing a screen share showcasing the best areas to consider depending on your goals and your budget. My name is Spencer Su, your Bay Area real estate agent, and we get calls, texts from people like you, and you every week in helping you be successful in buying or selling your home. So don't be shy, reach out today, and we would love to set up a strategy call to help you accomplish your goals. Okay, so let's talk about how Fremont is actually laid out. So the way that Fremont is laid out, it's kind of like an L shape. Generally, when people think about the best schools of Fremont, or when they think about Fremont schools, they think about Mission San Jose. When they think about Mission San Jose is in this part of Fremont, which is the southeast parts of Fremont. Now, if you look at the Fremont geography, we'll talk about a little bit about houses there, what you can expect, what the price ranges are there, and then we'll talk about also other areas to consider, all depending on your budget. Now, before we talk about the housing side of things, now let's take a look at the lay of the land. You may notice that this giant piece right here in the middle is occupied by Newark. Newark is not part of Fremont. Newark is its own city. But you can see Fremont kind of borders all around this chunk here in the middle. Most of the things here on this side, these are actually mostly commercial spaces. So you have like a Costco there, you have a lot of restaurants out there, you have a lot of industrial warehouses out there. Most of the housing though will be in the northern parts, will be in the central parts, and will be a little bit more on the eastern parts. You do have a lot of mountains there. Some people tend to go hiking out there, but there's not much houses on the hills there per se. The cool part about Fremont is that there is so many different good restaurants all over. So in terms of hubs, you have one hub out here, you have another hub out here, you have another section in multiple restaurants and marketplaces along the path that connects you from 880 to 680, which is called Mission Boulevard. Now, if I go up a little bit further north, you have lots of space here for commercial. This is kind of the downtown area. It's not really a real downtown per se. There's a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of grocery stores that are in this region. You have some small little plazas and additional restaurants out in these pockets too. So the idea is that Fremont is really, really convenient for a lot of people, whether it comes to shopping, whether it comes to lots of variety of food. You have some of the best Asian food in that area, especially when it comes to Indian and Japanese. So those are some definite things to do when you are in Fremont, or if you ever visit Fremont. Now, the other thing that I'm going to point out too is the number of parks. There's lots of tennis courts, and they have one of the largest public parks in all of the Bay Area, which is called Central Park. Central Park, in the middle of it here, is Lake Elizabeth. All around here, you got a fantastic Fremont Tennis Center. Now, this is not a public one per se. You do have to make reservations, but the benefit is that you can make a reservation and block off a court. You have lots of softball fields, lots of soccer fields in this area. It's a big sports complex. A lot of people take lots of great walks all around this place because it is so spacious. So not only will you have lots of great public facilities, so you also have lots of hospitals actually here. For example, Kaiser is literally walking distance from Central Park. In addition to this, why Fremont is also a popular location, for a long time, Fremont was actually the most south city that had the BART station. Now, the BART did get extended now to Milpitas and Berryessa and San Jose, but for a long time, Fremont was the most south station. And so a lot of people may choose to take the Fremont BART to get to San Francisco or get to Oakland and these other places. For a long time, I used to work in Oakland. I used to also work in San Francisco, so I personally would take that all the time. There's a direct path that gets there. It takes about 40 to 50 minutes long. So I told you a little bit about the lay of the land here. Let's talk about housing. What a lot of people strive to get to in Fremont is the Mission San Jose area, but the Mission San Jose area is also the most premium place. This is all the activity of all homes that are single family that has sold in the last 2 months. And let's take a look at these together. I'm gonna pull just the top 10 most expensive. You can see it ranges from 3 million to 4.1 million. But look at the size of these. They are quite big. And take a look at the lot sizes of these, right? So let's take a look. Where are these places that are in the top 10? Out of all the ones that have sold, a majority of them are in, as you can see, Mission San Jose. So typically in Mission San Jose, it is significantly more than other places. Now let's take a look at the information together. Now, this is not the exact borders of Mission San Jose, but I also wanted to give you a glimpse, right? So if you go for the cheapest houses, 1.7 to 1.9, they're like 1,700, 1,800 square feet. So that's kind of the entry level to be in that region. Now I have to confirm because of the exact boundaries if they're actually Mission San Jose or not. But you can see it's a pretty big gap from there. So as you can see, some of the cheapest ones, now take a look at these though. These tend to be fixers, right? So these tend to be more original looking homes, as you can evidently see, and they will require a good amount of work, probably allocate about $200,000 to get it updated. But as you can see, the gap extends pretty quickly. If you are striving to be here, this is what you have to expect budget-wise. I would say, quite frankly, on the very low end, you're looking at usually 2 million plus. And then as you can see, it can go over $4 million. But to be fair, this is one of the largest homes that you will find, not just in Mission San Jose, but also all over the Bay. Other people are looking for some good areas. There are 2 other areas very known for good schools too. And most of the time, people are looking at the high schools. So if you look on the northern parts, you have American High School. That's usually this Ardenwood area. So a lot of people strive to go out there. The other area that also has an excellent high school is Irvington area. So this whole region here is very popular, all the way down to Warm Springs. So what people then look for is, if you're not able to afford or you're not comfortable in spending the amount from Mission San Jose, a lot of people look in the northern parts. Now, as you can imagine, they're not exact lines, but it does give you a little bit of perspective. Now, if you wanted the actual boundaries, one, you can look it up online as the boundaries of all the schools are in place, or you can text me at 408-547-4590 and I can send you a link for this, because I did it manually myself. So as you can see, Mission San Jose is the best school, best high school that there is. But American High School and Irvington is very, very popular too. So a lot of people choose to live in these areas as an alternative. Now, the question is, how much do these areas cost? Well, let's take a look together. Now, if you have the smaller lots, you can see it can potentially be in the 1.2s. But take a look at the size of these. I would say though, to be realistic, you probably want to be focusing more around, let's say 1.4 up to, let's say, about low 2s. Then you'll have lots of options that are suitable for you. Now, keep this in mind though, the homes there tends to be smaller than what you get in Mission San Jose. So take a look at the square footage of these, right? A lot of them are between 1,300 to like 1,900. The lot sizes are definitely much smaller. It's not uncommon for it to be a range between 4,000 to 7,000. But you can see there's still lots of great options in these areas for you to consider. And so a lot of people strive to be in those 2 areas instead. Now, I want you to see some of the last stats. Now, if you're like, look, schools don't matter to me that much, or I'm okay with the other schools in Fremont, then that's where the central parts of Fremont become applicable and your range will be slightly different. Let's take a look at this together. We're gonna take a look at all the homes again, and we're gonna look at all the homes that are out there. To give you an idea, the median price of Fremont for single family home is 1.75. So if you look between the lowest up until, let's just put it at 1.5, you'll see for yourself, where are these homes? You see for a reason. Most of these homes tend to be in the middle parts of Fremont. The middle parts of Fremont do not have the same great schools that are in some of these other regions. It can still be a very great entry level or starter for you to get into the Fremont market. So that is the game plan that is in place for those that are considered single family. Now, to be fair, one of the benefits of Fremont is they actually have some newer construction places. Not necessarily single family, but they do have newer condos and townhomes. So let's take a look at this together. In the last 2 months, there was a total of 59 homes that have transacted. Let's take a look at some of the ones that are newer. Let's say it was built after 2010. There was 19 out of 59. That's actually quite a bit. And that is way more than other cities. Now, where are these? Predominantly, they're actually going to be around the southern parts of Fremont. And what's around here? What's around here is Tesla's not very far from there, but you also have a lot of open space because there are builders that are still doing construction. Take a look at this Toll Brothers community. I've helped at least 4 people move into this community alone, but that could be a great option for you. And there's other communities nearby, but you can see at least it has a third that are actually newer construction places. But to be fair, those that are older are going to be some of the cheapest ones that you will have if you're open to condos and townhomes. So you can see 1 bedrooms can start between 400 to 525. These are not below market rate or restricted ones. Right, you can see 2 bedrooms go between 520 up until like a nice townhome type that has a small yard to 1.26. If it was a 3 bedroom, you can see it goes from 825 to 1.56. right? So the idea is that you have lots of options that are great starters based off of the map that we just searched from. Some of them may not have good schools, but others may still get you into some of these top schools. That's a way for some people to get into these top schools by being under $1.4, $1.5 million. So if Fremont is a place that you think about settling down, or you're open to considering all parts of the Bay Area, I would love to help you set up a strategy call because I know those areas very well. You can consider Newark, Union City, Milpitas, San Jose, Hayward. There are a lot of options that are available for you, but you just have to be understanding and realistic, even with respect to the interest rates that we have today. Call or text me at 408-547-4590 and let's set up a strategy call. Whether you're trying to buy, sell, or invest, I'm here to help you achieve your goals.